What's up, everybody? Today I'm reviewing a new release from Thomas Nelson, and this is really in the tradition of a line of, or a style of Bible that has started to become very popular in the last few years, especially after Crossway released their note-taking or journaling edition Old and New Testament sets. A lot of publishers have been producing different types and versions of journaling or note-taking Bibles. Now, note-taking Bibles have been popular for many years, but just there's kind of a new flux of note and journal type biblical resources. And this is a new one from Thomas Nelson. So let's take a look and see how noteworthy this is. So the slipcase that it comes in is pretty basic, has the information on the front, the New King James Version, noteworthy New Testament, read and journal through the New Testament in a year. The back has some of the features, not a whole lot of information needed on this one. It retails for around $34. I found it for around $25 to $22 on sale, so between $20 and $30, depending on where you look. Very affordable for a very well designed cover-wise option. Daily readings, 7th day has an entire page, start any day of the year, 9-point comfort print, and a satin ribbon marker. So let's dig in and see what we got here. So this is the brown edition. They have a purple leather soft as well as a black hardcover from what I've seen. All of those are around the same price. The hardcover is a little bit cheaper, closer to $15 to $18. Has noteworthy New Testament on the spine, NKJV Thomas Nelson logo, double perimeter stitch line. It's not fancy. You can see it's, basic, cheaply made. It's a mass market edition. It's not handcrafted, anything like that. So nothing special. Has a paper liner, kind of a lined looking paper, which is a thematic choice, I think, because this has that theme throughout. Noteworthy New Testament presentation page, the only piece of major cardstock. I'm not sure the GSM on this edition, but it's really close. It's got to be somewhere in the 70 to 80 GSM range, if not in the probably 70 range. It's not Bible paper. It's technically writing paper, more or less, and so it's much thicker than you'd expect for a Bible. It's totally designed for note-taking. So here is the publication page here, 2024 by Thomas Nelson, and this one is printed in India. And there is a note on how to use this edition, so pretty straightforward, just giving you some inspiration for how to use it. But it does have that idea of being able to journal for each section. So the cool thing about this is that it is designed by week, and the days are organized by number, not by date. So you can start at any time, but there is that stipulation in having it organized by week. So you do kind of get caught up in a organized system. And if you are very concerned about keeping track and keeping up with your plan or however you use it, you could get a little bit disappointed if you skip days and then end up, being not on the same week by the time you get back to it. That's just a minor thing. I do like that they don't have it by date, though, so you can have a little bit of freedom there. Overall, it has a very similar look to just the style of note-taking, such as the inductive Bible study method. I think would work really good with an edition like this. It has plenty of room in the text for underlining or making connections. There's a little bit of room at the top of each week that you can add kind of your own title or whatever you want to do for that. And then at the end of that weekday, you have some lined paper. Now, here is my major criticism with this, and I haven't used this obviously at all. It's more of a first impressions, I've glanced through it several times type of review. Not every day has a lined section at the back. And I don't know if that's just a stylistic oversight, like an organizational oversight when it came to publishing this. But that's I love the edition and I love how they organize this. This is a fantastic idea. But they missed on some days giving a page or at least a little section, such as week 18, day 4, to have anywhere to write. And some days have a little bit, and some days have a lot. I'm not sure the logic behind this section of the book. However, you can make up for the days that miss some by having this whole blank section at the back of each week. So week 2, day 7, you have a whole section that you can fill in, kind of collect your notes that you took throughout the week's readings. So there is a little bit of redemptive ability with this whole blank page after the end of those weeks that may not have a day with very much writing space. But overall, that's my only criticism with this edition. This one does have gold page edges. I'm not sure I mentioned that at the beginning, and one double satin ribbon marker. At the end, you do have 13 pages of journal paper, so just plain lined paper that you can also fill in some of your notes and information. So there is an ability to kind of fill in where some of these days don't give you enough to with the end of the week and just the end of the book. But really that's my only critique. And otherwise, this is a fantastic journaling edition, and I think it's organized in such a way that it's bite-sized pieces, and going through the whole New Testament in a year, so 365 days, you have plenty of opportunity to actually get that done. This is not a whole lot of reading for one day, and it gives you just enough to have something to chew on for the rest of the day or that night, depending on how you use it. But it's not such a big bite that you're being intimidated by starting it up. So I think the organization is fantastic. The idea is fantastic. I just wish they would have had a little bit more writing ability in the bottom of these, because really that's kind of the idea behind it. So hopefully this review was helpful. I know it might be disappointing to some of you who are looking forward to this one, but there's plenty going for this, in my opinion, and I think it's still very worth looking into if you want something that will kind of boost your confidence in going through the New Testament, and just something to have a little bit of extra room for taking notes while doing so. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.